What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wednesday Mastermind call. This is Jared Glant. Steve Spray has taken the day off. So you all get me today. I'm really looking forward to spending some time with you, going over Cardone University, Cardone On Demand, really whatever online product that you guys are using with us. Take some questions and hopefully help you better understand how to leverage the system that you have here to solve problems and increase sales. You know, last night was a pretty big night. There was an election that took place, if y'all didn't catch that. And, you know, when I woke up this morning, I couldn't help myself but just start thinking, you know, man, it really don't even matter. I mean, like, people like to get caught up in the fact that, you know, whoever's in office, you know, plays a big part in what they're willing to do or able to do or any of that. And, man, I just woke up and I was like, you know, the only people that lost last night are the ones who think that the president has anything to do with what you're able to create in your own life. And like Grant always says, if it's to be, it's up to me. So I really want to talk to you today first, before we start digging into some of the content in the program, is like the one thing, that one single thing that's going to be critical for you to really have success in life and sales, anything that you go all in with, and that's responsibility. You know, if you are unwilling and unable to accept responsibility for all areas of your life, you will not see success in any of those areas. Anything that you pull back from, anything that you retreat from, anything that you blame, you divert, you will cease to have success in that area, whether that's marriage, relationship, with your job, in a sales role, which is most of the audience today. But responsibility is a big thing. And so when you start talking about, hey, how can I be more successful at work? How can I increase my sales or my income? You know, I'm struggling with cold calls. I'm struggling with closing. I'm not where I want to be. Like, until you get to the point where you're like, dude, I am in control of this, I'm willing to accept responsibility for this, you're going to struggle. And so today what I want to talk about is how you can use Cardone University to help accept responsibility in those areas that you don't quite feel confident. And there could be a number of areas as a salesperson that you struggle with. So, you know, just selling. Some people they buy Cardone University because they're like, hey, it's got 1,500 courses, it's interactive, it's online, I can access it anywhere. You know, I have no clue how to sell, like even the most basic thing. And then there's other folks who say, hey, you know, I'm good with the sales game, I can talk to people, but I don't know how to close. And then there's the other folks who say, hey, you know, I've had sales jobs before. I know I can talk to people, but I've never been in a position where I actually have to make cold calls. So you have all these different types of people who are coming to Grant Cardone Sales Training University for different reasons. And the beautiful thing is we can fix all of them. But the first step is you have to accept responsibility for it. And that's why you're probably on this call today. And if you accept responsibility for these different areas of the sales transaction and really in your success as a salesperson, you will start to see results. So like, I was talking to a client the other day, and he has a real estate office, and one of the biggest problems that they have is their salespeople, you know, they don't make a lot of outbound cold calls, like, and they really don't even really work their power base, which is really where like a realtor, I mean, you think about it, is a real estate agent in any sales role, not just real estate. I got a guy that just started working with us. He's like, dude, where should I start? Where's the best place for me to start? And I'm like, dude, it's your power base. And so we actually have content on that. I just want to hit that real quick just so you know where to go to get that. So in the training center, under prospecting, guy with the binoculars here, this course right here, prospecting, is about how you can leverage the people that are closest to you, your warm market opportunities, to start generating sales fast. This is the low-hanging fruit. This is where any salesperson should start. You know, you want to accept responsibility for your production, start taking control of your outreach, your outflow. So my new guy, David, I'm like, hey man, dude, you got to start with your power base. Where's the low-hanging fruit? Who are the easiest phone calls that you can make right now? And so when we go into this prospecting material, you're going to learn the basics of prospecting, like, the basic thing, like what's the difference between prospecting and selling? Like a lot of people don't understand that. There is actually a difference between prospecting and selling. You have two different targets. Now, if you mix them up and you mix the two, what you're going to end up with is incorrect expectations. And when your results do not meet your expectations, you start feeling failure. And when you feel failure too much, you start feeling rejection. And when the rejection starts overtaking you, you don't make phone calls anymore. So David, new guy, dude, you got to work your power base. Real estate client, your people got to work your power base. I said, why don't you think your people are making calls? Oh, because they're lazy. They're fat and happy. And I'm like, well, how much money are they making? He said, well, they're making like 80 to 100 grand. I'm like, well, that's your first problem, is they think that's a lot of money. How much money does the top person in your office make? $400,000 a year, he says. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. How much do the people that don't make calls and complain all the time, how much money do they make? 80 to 100 grand. Isn't that weird? Like the guy, it was actually a gal, 400 grand a year, top number one agent in the office. And he said she's always got her earphones on. She's always in training programs. She's always reading books. She's always going to networking events. She's doing all the right things. But it's the folks that are making 25% as much as she is that are the ones complaining that they know it all and that they can't pick up the phone. So we had this conversation about, hey, look, more often than not, your people will retreat from things that they're no good at. Would y'all agree with that? If you're not good at something, you're probably not going to want to do it. I can't think of too many things that I'm really good at that I don't like doing. Like I love playing golf. I love playing golf because I'm good at it, And, I like to cook. I really enjoy cooking because I'm good at it. But y'all didn't know that about me. Rob might know that about me. Rob knows that about me. I love cooking because I'm good at it. Because I can cook something, and when it comes out, I impress myself. On the golf course, hit the ball straight, shoot low scores. I'm like, man, hey, this is impressive. I'm good at something. I want to do more of it. But it wasn't always like that. And maybe you're not like that right now with where you're at in your sales career, where you're not winning every day, where you're not winning on a consistent basis. And dude, until you get great at it, it's not going to be that fun. I know people that blow out of jobs like we have here making cold calls because they failed to reach success in a short enough period of time to keep them engaged. So what am I saying? I'm saying, dude, you have to be willing to accept responsibility and learn the material that's going to help you work through the skills. So we were talking about warm market prospecting. That's all going to come from the prospecting strategies course. There's about 30 different lessons in there: testing, reporting, accountability, and then you got to put what you learn into practice, right? Like, all these courses here, the basics, understanding the buyer, sales process, theory, closing strategies, incoming calls, prospecting follow-up, master the cold call. I mean, dude, there's like 1,500 segments in here. A lot of material. We added the boot camps into Cardone University, which is a pretty new addition. That really is helpful for putting like a consistent process and a plan in place so that when you're working on these individual skills, you actually have like a roadmap to follow. So like all of this content in here, you have to actually use it. So when you're going through the prospecting material, this is designed to be education, not entertainment. Education you do something with. Entertainment you don't. Entertainment you watch. You're watching TV or you're watching a movie. You get entertained. You take, and then you don't do anything with it. Education is designed to be utilized. So if you're not finding yourself utilizing and putting into practice these things that you're learning in Grant Cardone Sales Training University, you will not get the results that you're looking for. And we have some unbelievable results. We're doing a deal with a big, national wireless company. Man, the wins that they were having in such a short period of time were unbelievable. Like we increased. They were looking for a 3% increase in a specific metric, and we got them a 28% increase in less than 90 days. And that came from the director of sales. So. Look, the results are there. So you have to ask yourself, hey, look, like I've got this tool. I've got Cardone University. Am I getting the results that I want? And if you're not getting the results that you want, first thing that I'll have you do is go hit me on the computer here, Robert. We built out a module called Tips to Maximize Results. Okay? If you want to maximize the results, I would recommend that you go to the Tips to Maximizing Results area. Okay? The program is designed to increase performance. If it's not doing that, you go to Tips to Maximize Results. If that's not happening, you come on these masterminds, right? If you're still not getting increase, if you're still not getting that pop, dude, you just got to pick up the phone. We have an office full of people here that are ready to help you. So, and speaking about people on the phone, what's that? What's the name up there? Evilio from Miami. Got a caller. Evilio, what's going on, brother?
Not much. How you doing?
Good, man. Good, man. I appreciate you calling in today.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Good, man. I appreciate the call. What can I help you out with today?
Well, this is the first time I look at your university group. I'm part of the Alliance Mastermind with Sean Mathis.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just bought one of your books, The 10X Rule.
Fantastic, man. We appreciate that. So Evilio is he's an insurance agent, right?
Yes, sir. I'm an Allstate agent.
Yeah, so he's an Allstate agent, and so he's using the program every day to come in as kind of a self-directed, continuous education system through a partner of ours. Evilio, how are you using the program every day?
Well, basically, I started doing it this week. Your program you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I'm starting to, keeps your mind fresh with new ideas, keeps you motivated, helps you train your staff, that kind of thing,
Yeah, good deal.
Keeps you focused.
What do you like best about the program so far?
Basically, what I've seen, I like everything,
Yeah.
The motivation part, the training part, basically, it keeps you focused. That's the main thing.
Sure.
On what you got to do.
What's the hardest part about your job every day?
The hardest part about my job is, I guess, I'm in Miami, so it's like a rough market right now. Dealing with a lot of the rate increases, customer complaints about that, and what I hope to accomplish for this program is don't lose the focus on getting the sales and focus on future goals. Even though we still have to deal with those things. That's my goal.
Yep. And what Evilio is talking about here, he's talking about goal setting, and he's talking about like, hey, how can I push through and have some grit with a challenging market? And so, like, if I were you, what I would do if this is for you or a team that you're working with, inside 100 Ways to Stay Motivated in the Training Center, there's a course that's actually called 10X. Or I'm sorry, Goals rather. And the goals course is all about like, hey, how can you get focused on your goals? Because when things get hard, like that's when people start feeling like defeated. That's when they start, kind of throttling back. That's when that kind of second guessing, their product, their service. What am I doing here? Like that's when all those things start to creep in. And so like your goals are such a great way for you to stay engaged and stay motivated. And so in our goals course in 100 Ways to Stay Motivated, you've got tips on what you can do. These are all focused around goals. You've got tips on what you can do to get more motivated, right? So write down your goals each day. Write down your goals again before you go to sleep. Have a 30-minute finance meeting with your family. Dude, this is so exciting when you actually sit down and map out income targets and financial goals and when you're going to retire and what type of life you'll live and where you'll have a house. And I mean, like these are all really, really exciting things. And the big picture makes these tiny little speed bumps along the way. Hey, it's a little difficult right now. Rates just went up a little bit. There's an election and a new president coming. It makes, when you focus on the big, big, big picture, these things seem a lot more insignificant. And so this is where, this is great content. Have you found this content in here yet, Evilio?
No, I'm first time I'm on your website actually.
Yeah. So inside the training center, you have all these different courses that we have laid out. And so where I'm at, I'll just walk you through it again. So from the training center, you have our full buffet. I mean, the whole meal deal is sitting here. I think there's 32 courses laid out in here, right? Now, about halfway down, you're going to see a rocket ship where it says 100 Ways to Stay Motivated. Inside the 100 Ways to Stay Motivated, look at all these different courses. We have potential, personal development, time management, self-esteem, how to stay energized, purpose, magnetism, goals, 10X, and follow-through. And then in the goals category, there's 8 different courses on what you can do that are focused on goals to be more motivated on a daily basis. This is great material. The way that I like to go through these and the way that we do it in the office is we just take one. You know, it's really easy to go in here and be entertained by going in and press and play on all these videos. Watch all these lessons back to back to back. But again, if your purpose is to come here and get educated, what you have to do is you have to take one piece and put that into practice. So like, hey, write down your goals the first thing every day. That's a hard thing to do for a lot of people, right? But that gets you focused on the big picture every day, so these little insignificant little roadblocks that come up throughout the day seem less important, and they have less impact on the bigger goal. Did you have any other questions, Avilio?
No, everything's pretty self-explanatory from you saying that.
Good, man. Whatever we can do to help out, you can also call the office. We're taking phone calls right now. We do this show every Wednesday at 2 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. The phone number is 305-865-8668. 305-865-8668. This is the Wednesday Cardone University Mastermind. So you can post your comments below if you have questions. Post your phone number in there. One of the sales team members will reach out and kind of help you through a situation if you have a specific question on where to find something in the program, or even just a question about like, hey, I ran into this yesterday. Where do I find it in the system? I ran into this yesterday. How would you handle it? Our guys here love helping clients that actually want the help. You know, people that put themselves out there, they invest in programs like this, like Avilio did, like Ray did, who's holding on the line, who we'll get to in a second. Like when we know that people are investing in themselves and they actually want the help, nothing makes us happier than to help you get what you need to get through where you're at. Let's hit Ray on the phones from New York. Ray, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Jared? Great to see you.
Yeah, good to hear from you, brother.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. I'm actually calling because I have a meeting set up, and I'm looking for some really good word tracks. I have a product that's not 100% complete, but I know it's a great product, and I know it needs a little work, but if I get it in the right hands, I know I could go forth with it. So I want to see what word tracks I could go ahead and use to, like, you know, just wow these people with it.
So give me a little bit more color. You've got a product that needs to be developed a little bit.
It's service.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a product and service.
Okay, and so and just say what you're trying to do again. The product, it needs some work.
Yeah. I mean, it's done. I'm a screenplay writer, and I actually pitch scripts all the time. And I'm getting in front of a pretty big company, and I know the product's not done, but I know it's something they want and need. So I just want to I want to be able to say, you know, kind of like just get in there and weave in there and just be like, you know what, I'm your guy. I need to be hired, you know, right on the spot. I can help you. I'll do this, whatever it takes.
Yeah, well, you just got to think with, what's most important to them, like framing is probably one of the most important things in sales, and finding out why people make decisions. People will make a decision for basically one reason, and that's to solve a problem. Whether that problem is because they need a screenplay, because their pipeline's dry and they don't have a lot of stuff working, or because they fall in love with you and they hate their current screenwriter, or they're behind on quota and they need to make some more money. I mean, there's always going to be a problem that they're looking to solve, and it's your job as a salesperson to try to figure out what that is. And so,
right.
The hardest part about going in and just making a pitch is if you swing and you don't know what pitch is coming, you might miss. So what's important to understand is, number one, how they've made decisions in the past. Number two, if they have a problem that they're looking to solve. What were the first two?
Yes.
Did you write those down?
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm going to re-listen to the Mastermind. And take
Okay.
notes, which I always do.
So number one, how have they made decisions in the past? Number two, what problem are they trying to solve? And then number three, are they certain in you? Do they have certainty with you? If you can figure out those three things while you're making your pitch, then I think you're going to be in good shape. And it can be a challenge when they're like, hey, you've got 30 seconds, go. Right?
Yeah, I got 8 minutes.
Yes.
Taking a call.
Yeah, so you got 8 minutes, like you got a really short period of time, and you got to be sure that when you ask questions, the meeting doesn't run away from you. So, like one thing that I like to do when I know that I'm in a compressed period of time is to keep the conversation advancing. I'll kind of pitch, ask a question, pitch, ask a question. And then I'll modify my pitch as I'm going through and collecting more data. Because in a compressed time, you're not going to have the ability to say, okay, hey, before I start presenting, let's spend some time to get to know each other so I can learn all about your problems and where I might be able to be of service to you. Like if you did that to Grant, he'd be like, get out of my office. He wants to know, hey, what can you do? What problem can you help me solve? And like, dude, at the end of the day, do I believe you're the guy that can pull it off? So you need to come up with some kind of pitch for your deal that, and understand, like, when people pitch scripts like you have, dude, they're all saying it's the best thing that's ever written. It's the best thing this. It's the greatest thing that. It's going to make you so much money. So you have to find a way to be authentic with your communication in this conversation that you're going to have.
Right.
Again, that would probably be my advice to you. I don't know enough about any of the rest of the situation to give you any more help than that. But dude, look, solve a problem. Okay, make sure that you understand how they've made decisions in the past, what's important to them, and then you got to communicate to them that you are the guy and that your script fits something that they're looking to fix. Whether that's position in a certain segment of shooting films or whatever. So.
Right, great. I have another question. What's the best way to do research and development when you're looking? I mean, you guys say go to the LinkedIn, go to like the social media feeds and check out who you're pitching and what you can find out about them, so you can get like in a relationship kind of empathy, sympathy relationship with them, so you understand what exactly they're looking for. Could you give me some tips on that? Thank you.
Yeah. So like what I'd do is I'd go to IMDb and find out who the producer was or whatever, what movies has the studio put out, how successful were they? What did the ones that work do right? What did the ones that do wrong miss? How long has he been there? I mean, you can find all that stuff out especially for the film business from IMDb. LinkedIn is a good thing. If you just Google their name and type in news, it'll bring up news articles or anytime they were somebody's written about them. But so again, like some of those things, like how have they made decisions in the past? That should be something that you can get before you get into the meeting.
Right. Perfect.
So by opening with something like that, say, hey, Mr. Smith, my name's John, and I'm here today because I have a script that's going to solve a major problem for you. I noticed that your last 3 movies kind of fit this lane. Is that something that you guys are still focused on? No? Okay, good. My script is going to be perfect because of X. Or, here's how mine's different. Or here's how my script fits what you guys are trying to do. Or here's how my script can open you up into a new audience. Is that something you have any interest in? I noticed that, when XYZ movie that you produced 3 years ago got reviewed, you said this about it, or any type of data that you can bring like that from pre-researching them before you come into the meeting is going to make you look like a total rock star.
Right, I'm doing it. Yep, awesome. Thank you so much, Jared.
Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. Take care. Thanks for the call. I almost slipped. All right, let's go to Jacob from New York. Jacob, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Mastermind.
Good. How you doing, Jared?
I'm doing excellent, brother. I'm doing excellent. Did your candidate win last night?
No.
No. All right, that's cool, man. Sorry.
Sadly, no. Yeah.
Well, fortunately, you can still go out and produce. As long as you accept responsibility is what we're talking about today. So, what's going on, man? What's your question? What do you do?
Yeah, I do cold calls. Pretty much when I fact find. Sometimes I get the customer says, I don't know, and I'm not really sure how to deal with that. Like when they just say that, I don't know.
Yeah. So like what we do here is, we say, like, hey, look, we call a guy, he says, hey, I don't have any time. I'm like, good, I totally understand. Hey, man, if there was one problem that I could solve for you, one problem that's keeping you up at night, what would that be? That if I could solve it for you, what that one problem, if I could fix it for you, you'd actually give me 3, 4, 5 minutes of real time. What's that problem? Oh, I don't know, man. Come on, man. Everybody's got something that they want to do better. And what's it? Sales, follow-up, prospecting. What's that one thing? I don't know. If you did know, what would it be? You just kind of have to push in and lean into the deal at that point.
Yeah.
To push through that like resistance. What do you sell?
It's credit card processing.
Okay, and so what's a fact-finding question that you would ask?
Maybe like, first of all, if they have it, and then like what type of credit card processing they have now, and then pretty much what's one problem I can help you involving credit card processing. And the biggest thing for them is usually like rates.
Sure. I mean, what's one problem I could solve for you that you'd give me some time if I could help you fix? Oh, I don't know, man. Well, if you're like most people that I talk to, if I could put some money back in your pocket every month, I might get your attention. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Good. How long you been with the company you're with right now?
Around 4 months.
Would you allow me to do a free assessment and give you my best number on what we can do and how much money we can save you every month? I don't know what the goal of your call is there, if you're trying to do a one call close or if you're trying to set an appointment for somebody else, but you just have to know that if it could be like, I don't know, like if you called up and you asked me, hey, who are you working with right now on video editing software? I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I wouldn't know no matter what. So you have to have the ability to distinguish between I don't know as a brush off and I don't know as in like, dude, I really don't have the information. Like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. If you paid me, I couldn't tell you. So I think what happens more often than not with salespeople is I don't know as a brush off. And so when people are difficult like that on calls, you have to kind of help them through the call. So I like to make suggestions. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know what you could help me out with. Come on, man. What would it be? If it were one thing, would it be selling, closing, cold calls? How are your people making cold calls? Oh, man, yeah, they're great making cold calls. Good. Well, how are they with follow-up? Oh, dude, they suck at follow-up. And by helping them through the conversation, you might strike a chord that actually gets them to open up and start just puking all over you. So you have to kind of be the one, when they want the call to end, you've got to be the one that continues to push through it. And some of that content is in the cold call training here. So inside the system, if you go into the training center and you scroll down to master the cold call, when we talk about cold calling objections down here in the bottom left, there's 12 different courses in here on cold calling objections and how you can kind of handle people's problems in the beginning of a call. And you got to understand 90% of what you hear, maybe more, of the cold call is going to be an RDR. They're trying to brush you off. They have no interest in talking to you. They don't want to give you any time of day. You haven't gotten their attention yet. 90% of what you hear in a call is going to fall into that category.
Yeah.
So you just have to know how to be prepared for that. I don't have the time. What are the 5 most common objections you hear?
Usually not interested. I already have something right now. What else? I guess those 2, and I don't have the time. Obviously, that's a big one. Yeah, those 3.
Okay. And so how often do you role play those? Be honest.
I try to do it every day.
You try to?
Usually, yeah.
So if you don't have always, you end up with nevers. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
If you asked me how often we role play, I'd tell you every day without thinking about it. It's every day.
Yeah.
We role play every day, dude. It's like a tattoo. Like once you put it on, it doesn't go away. We sit here, we role play for 30 minutes every morning. So like if you want to get good in that opening call, dude, you gotta. I've got guys that have been here for 3 or 4 years, and we still role play the opening every single day. Not interested. Don't have the time. Already working with somebody else. We handle it internally. I mean, we don't have the budget. I'm not the decision maker. We're working, we know. Like, there's no thinking and there's no try to. We just do it. So if I think if you start role playing really aggressively those situations that you get, then you'll get more confident. And when you role play with people, who do you role play with?
Usually my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah, we're both in sales, so.
Okay, and then do you guys live together, or do you guys just call each other on the phone in the morning, or how's that work?
Yeah, we live together, so we could do it in the morning before we head out, you know?
Yeah, perfect. So, yeah, like, dude, sit down at the table, eating breakfast, face each other, and just freaking hammer each other hard. Like, the hardest call you'll ever have to make. You want to practice in role play so hard with each other that the real customer is easy.
Yeah.
Dude, I got that. I got that from Michael Jordan. He used to say, I used to train so hard that the games were easy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's all I'll tell you, dude. How do you get past I don't know? Dude, you help them. You grab them and you drag them through the call. Because you're willing to accept responsibility for them not knowing. I'm willing to accept responsibility for you not having an answer right now. So tell me, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Oh, there you go. Now I pulled the scab off. Now you got some blood going.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Jared.
Cool, man. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Angela from Texas. Angela, welcome to the Mastermind. Oh, Angela hung up. Right on. So look, like what Jacob would, let's see, we got Justin and Mike. Okay, I didn't notice those. Okay, so let's go to, who's been on longer? All right, let's go to Justin. Justin, Indiana, what's going on, brother?
Jared, what's up, buddy?
What is the good word?
Dude, just killing it, man. I tell you what, the personal development game's unreal. I got on Mastering Objections here. It's probably been about 4 weeks ago, and I got to say for everybody listening, you know, when Cardone U first came out, man, I was worried about spending $1,000, and after I got it, it was like, you know, I hear people say it all the time, or hear Grant say it all the time, but the value of it, if it was $5,000, I'd pull the trigger on it right now. It is so phenomenal. It just, and all the stuff together changes your mindset. I'm jacked, man. It's unbelievable.
I love that, man. I appreciate you calling in and sharing that. Do you have a question?
You know, I just heard the show and wanted to call in.
Dude, you just called in to tell us how awesome we are, man. We love that. Pump up that ego,
the topic,
man.
Though, because I would love to ask a question. I saw the stream for 2 seconds and called in. What's the topic?
Yeah, so we're just talking to people that are on Cardone University who have sales questions or questions about how to get more out of the program.
Gotcha. I feel very confident in everything. I don't really have a question on there. I'm just blown away. I think I reached out and messaged you. I know the very first part. I knew I'd listened to Seller Be Sold so many times. I knew the different verbiage that Grant was using as he was going through it, and I was thinking, like, man, I hope that's not the only thing that's on here. And as soon as I moved to the second chapter, I was just blown away, man. That training is so good, so much further than what my best expectation was. It's unbelievable.
Awesome, dude. I really love that, man. Thanks so much for the call, brother. Be great.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jared. Bye.
All right, man. All right, man. I love that, man. I love hearing people that are winning. Let's go to Mike from Houston.
What's up, Jared?
Mike, what's up? H-Town?
H-Town representing, Jared, man. I appreciate the program. Hey,
Good.
Jared, I got a question.
Yep.
So, I've been on the program religiously for the past 6 months. The past 3 months have been awesome for me. I've been literally killing it. But I kind of fell off the program towards the end of last month, and I've not really been on it as religiously as I was this month. And I'm seeing my numbers take a hit. And I'm also seeing my ego take a hit. I was wondering if you got any place that I could go to right away to jumpstart me and get me back in the zone.
Yeah, you know, and dude, this is, I'll always go back to this when people say, hey, how do I get re-inspired? How do I get re-engaged? How do I get, you know, more motivated? Dude, I'm going to drop right into the 100 ways to stay motivated in the training center, and I'm going to go down to goals. I'm going to scroll right down here to goals. Dude, this content on goals right here, Goals are your rocket fuel. Like, no, if you're putting regular unleaded in your car every day, your goals are your rocket fuel. Because the goals, dude, that's the exciting thing. Reality is not exciting. Like your day when you wake up, dude, I don't care how good of a life you got right now, dude, it ain't that exciting, bro. What's exciting is the possibility. I know how I woke up this morning. Dude, tomorrow is more exciting to me than today. Where I'm going to be 10 years from now is more exciting than where I'm at today. And if you lose sight of where you're going down the road, dude, the days get long, they get hard, they get boring, you get disengaged. Am I right?
Yep. You're hitting it right on the money right there.
Dude, so you gotta get freaking jacked, man. You gotta get excited. You gotta get some big old juicy, unattainable, freaking ridiculous goals, man. Like some goals that they're just stupid, man. Like stupid like that, that Rolls Royce Wraith Grant just bought, dude. That thing is stupid. I'd love to have enough money to just blow on a car like that,
Dude, I'd love to have that.
Dude, you got to play. Let me tell you something about goals too, dude. Play it out. Like, sit down. Don't just jot down some bullshit on a piece of paper. Like, play them out. Write out what you want. Write out how soon you want it. Write out what it looks like. Where do you want to live? Dude, what kind of furniture are you going to put in your house? What kind of car are you going to drive? Are you going to have a summer house, a winter house? Dude, how much money are you going to have in the bank? Dude, if you could go on vacations, where would you go? How often would you go? If you like to play golf like I do, how many times a week you want to play golf, man? Dude, that's so exciting for me. But you got to play it all the way out. Otherwise you're just putting words on paper. You're not getting emotionally connected to them. And so it's going to be real easy for you to abandon them. So goals, man, you want to get jacked up? Jump on the Mastermind, get your head kicked in with us for a little bit, and then go back, write down your goals, and get excited about something big, man.
Wonderful. Appreciate it, Jared. Appreciate it. That's exactly what I was looking for.
You're the man, brother. I appreciate you jumping on, and thank you for your business.
All right, thank you, Jared.
All right, man. So look, guys, dude, you cannot control what you refuse to accept responsibility for. Cardone Sales University is here so that you can take control of your income. That's what this is about. Skills pay the bills, man. So you got to figure out, hey, how do I use the information and the knowledge in Grant Cardone Sales Training University to help me increase my production, to make me more confident, to get me better on a cold call, to allow me some more creative ways that I can follow up somebody without being a pest, how to close a deal or handle an objection, how to be more motivated, how to become the number one salesperson in your space, how to brand yourself, how to use social, how to use texting in a sale. Dude, all of this stuff is in here. And there are people that are freaking cracking home runs with this program every single day. You just heard from Justin. He called in. Mike from Houston called in. He was on the program. He was winning. And then he started backing off because he thought it was, hey, man, I'll just run around the track once and then the race is over. But this is a marathon, man. You got to keep running and you got to keep energized. And that's why goals are so important. So, look, people are winning. If you're not getting what you want out of the program, if you're not getting what you want out of your career, dude, I'm telling you, it's because there's something you don't know and the game hadn't become fun yet because you're not winning, all right? So we're here to help, okay? This show every week, 2 p.m., the Mastermind, Grant Cardone Sales Training University, okay? We come here for free every week to help you out. Your comments, let's see, I got some comments here. Let me shout people out who made some comments. Vinny54s. Great advice. Everyone in my office hates Roleplay. I need to find a partner for it. Dude, if everybody hates it, you should be doing it. Tanya Nestler, I'm frustrated with my salesperson. I've shown him all the tools I have learned through here, and I am seeing nothing. 4 apps a month. I just don't know what to do with him. Okay, perfect. Like what we have to do with those types of people is really you have to do 2 things. Number 1, you have to get engaged and involved and walk them through to make sure that they really understand it. Very few people have the ability to retain the information the way that you think they do. I mean, I got guys that have been here for 4 years. We talk about the same stuff all the time, and sometimes they still don't get it. Okay? Like, you really have to understand that sometimes it takes people a while to get their head wrapped around something. That's the first thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is you might need to get rid of them if they're the wrong person, okay? Jacob Joseph, dude, thanks for commenting. And L.A. Mirabito, I don't know how to say the last name, but guys, thank you so much for coming on the Mastermind group this week. We're going to be here next week. Tomorrow, Young Hustlers at noon. Friday, Cardone Zone at noon. Dude, we're here to help you, however that may be, in this session, on social media. Pick up the phone and call us. We're here to help. My name's Jared Glant. Thank you so much for your time this week, and we'll see you next time.